Welcome out to the Laurie and Joe show. We are so excited about...
No. It's the Joe and Laurie show.
No. Already, Joe?
No, we completely talked about this.
No, Joe, we didn't talk about this. You talked about it.
Oh, okay, well?
Well? There's my answer. We really want to welcome you to the Joe and Laurie show. You know, we are really excited about what's about to take place here. And Joe and I have known each other a long time, over 22 years. Ironically enough, we have a very similar story. We both had gone out to California in our early 20s to be able to make our dreams happen, and we ended up in the same business like in the late 80s. And Joe had come out from Boston and I came out from Chicago, and we just really wanted to be able to like go for it in life. And you know, we had some tough lessons to learn through those 20 plus years, but we are very grateful to God because we believe that through all those turns and all those bumpy roads, it brought us to where we personally believe we were meant to be. And it just so happened it took about 45 years combined for us to figure that out.
Well, yeah, it's crazy, and it did take a while for sure. And Laurie, I appreciate the fact that you moved out to California to pursue your goals and your dreams and go for it. But quite frankly, I had nothing better going in my life. You know, I mean, I did go to college for 4 to 5 years, you know, but it was a 2-year school, so don't be, you know, too impressed. A good friend of mine, fortunately, one day asked me a great question. He said, you know, basically, do you want to move to California? And I'm like, man, I thought about that for about a nanosecond and went, yeah, you know, let's go. So we packed our bags, moved to California, and it wound up being the best decision I ever made in my life. I mean, yeah, there was ups and downs, but you know, that's life. There was definitely more ups than downs. And ultimately, it brought us to where we're at here today, and it's been great.
Yeah, and we want to personally show you our passion of why we wanted to create the Joe and Laurie show, and specifically why we wanted to do it together. Joe?
Ladies first.
Alrighty, well, here we go.
Hi everybody, I'm just so incredibly grateful to be able to take a minute to share my passion about the show. You know, I was so blessed in my early 20s to be able to start a business that it really didn't matter where you came from, that you could have great success if you were willing to work hard enough. And the two best things that came out of that is, number one, I was able to meet people that are so amazing that I still have in my life today. And number two, I was able to take care of my mom and dad. My mom was very sick with emphysema, and before she passed, I made a promise to her I would do my best job possible to be able to support my dad. And I was so lucky I was able to set him up with his dream cars and retire him on a 43-foot Hatteras. And like a lot of us have experienced great excitement and great joys in our life, we can also experience the opposite. And when I lost my business, I was scared to death. I was devastated. I was scared financially. I was scared for my dad. I was scared for a group of people who have been so loyal to me in business for years and years and years. And I'm so appreciative of two gentlemen who came into my life in 2000 that really took care of these individuals and still have for over 10 years now. And the reason I wanted to be able to be a part of this show is sometimes life just can beat the heck out of us. It's tough. And I'm so grateful to God that He carried me through so many tough times, and people came into my life that showed me what true unconditional love was. But we wanted to create something that gave people tools, that gave people inspirational stories to never give up on you, never give up on your dreams. And I couldn't think of a better co-host than Joe Locke. He's the epitome of this. He has worked so hard for his dreams for so many years. Him and his beautiful wife, JD, have always fought the good fight to do the right things by people for so many years. We're going to work so hard together to be able to create a great show with great material, to be able to be having you live a life to the best that you could possibly live.
The decision to move to California back in 1989 really started with one simple question, and that was with a friend of mine after a day of surfing looking at me and saying, "What do you plan on doing with the rest of your life?" And I looked at him and said, "Mark, why would you take a perfectly good day like today and wreck it with a question like that?" I'm like, "Why do you ask me that question?" And he said to me, "I've always wanted to move to California. You know, what do you think? Do you want to go?" And I checked my mental calendar for a second and thought, why not? you know, I've got nothing better going. And it's amazing to me today to look back on those 2 words, why not, and to realize how much that's completely changed the direction of my life. So we packed our bags, jumped in the car, and moved out west. And when we did that, I was introduced to the sales industry, and that's when I discovered really what I love to do, which is sales. I love sales, I love training, I love teaching, I love working with people. And most importantly though, that's when I met the most incredible person I've ever met in my life. And I feel like the luckiest man today to tell you that that person ended up being my wife. And now 20 years later, we're still here in California in one of our favorite spots. You know, not only has JD blessed me with 2 beautiful children, but she's always been there to support me in my crazy ups and downs as I pursued my dreams. And believe me, when it comes to ups and downs, like a lot of us, I've been through a lot of them. You know, but you laugh it off, you push on, because what else are you gonna do? You know, my goal has always been to create a platform where we could educate through comedy, because what I've realized is that people learn best when they're laughing and having fun. And you know what's so cool is I met Laurie Rubich over 20 years ago, and we recently realized that we have very similar goals and a dream to create a show like this. And I gotta tell you, I can't think of a better person that I'd rather be partnered with than Laurie. Not only have I seen what she's done for her parents over the years, but she's done so much for so many people. I mean, Laurie is one of the most talented, giving, respectful people that I've ever met in my life. And together, we are gonna work so hard to make sure we create a great show for y'all. And I just appreciate you taking the time to listen.
In addition to some of our personal passions you just heard about, we're also going to have celebrities on the show that are really making a positive impact in the world, and also some really inspiring stories. But we want to share with you some other aspects that I think that you'll find very intriguing.
Yeah, we want to go out there and find, you know, people that have been working on their craft, some of them their entire life, that never really had the opportunity to have their dreams fulfilled. We want to give them that platform and put them in front of thousands of people and do the same type of thing with charities and different causes, a lot of which you and I have never even heard of, and give them that same platform, because the bottom line is that they really need our help.
Absolutely. And another fun part of the show that we're going to do is we're going to have comedy skits throughout the show, and it's going to have 3 different aspects. Some comedy skits will have, you know, like a little lesson in throughout the skit, and then others we're just hopefully going to have you laughing out loud, having a blast. And then the third aspect is having some really wow impact moments throughout the skit to make us all really stop and think. And as a matter of fact, Joe and I have put together something a little silly that we want to share with each and every one of you.
I'm so excited about this segment. We're going to have our fabulous co-host Joe Locke go into the East Coast Pizzeria in Cardiff, California. And Joe has agreed, reluctantly, that he has to say everything I tell him to say and do everything I tell him to do before he actually asks for the job. Most of you think, like, for those of you who know Joe, he's trained in front of thousands of people, and you'd think that he was, like, not nervous about this. He is freaking out right now, which makes it a little bit more fun for me. Joe, you ready? No, you can't back out of this now. I'll try and be nice. Okay, Joe, when you walk into the restaurant, Joe, when you walk into the restaurant, I want you to go, "Don't you recognize me? I'm Joe Locke." Yes, you have to. Okay, go.
Hello. How are you? You don't recognize me, do you? Come on. Joe Locke.
But I'm the greatest motivational speaker of all time.
The greatest motivational speaker of all time? No.
You've heard of Tony Robbins, right?
You've heard of Tony Robbins, right?
Probably.
The guy that makes you walk on fire?
The guy that makes you walk on fire?
That ain't nothing.
That's nothing.
Wait till you see this.
Wait till you see this. Ready?
I can make you walk on water.
I can show you how to walk on water.
Wait, watch this.
Watch, just 1 second.
Asking Joe if he wants to get a pen to take some
1
notes.
second. You want to get a pen? Ready?
Okay,
Watch.
Joe, now pour the water into the cup. Yeah, into that little cup, then pour it on the floor. Okay, now Joe, walk on the water. Walk back and forth. Okay, walk like a duck or a bird, Joe. Dance on the water.
Like that?
Like a ballerina. No, like a ballerina, Joe. Dance like a ballerina. Ask him if he likes it. Ask him if he likes it.
Good, right?
Okay, now moonwalk backwards, Joe.
Okay.
Watch out for the guy. Watch out. Ask him to watch if he likes it. Okay, now go ask for a job application.
Hey, you guys hiring at all? Not right now.
Very good.
Okay, so bro, so you know.
I know. He just said about paybacks. Very good, Joe. Very good.
So we hope you enjoyed that little segment that we like to call How to Make Our Co-Host Look a Little Silly.
Yeah, I hope somebody enjoyed it. It was fun. It's all good. But all in all, we just want to thank all of you for spending some time with us. And we're just so excited about where this is going. And ultimately, we want to make sure that we do a good job, for you and my mom, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. We love his mama. Joe, imagine just like potentially where the show could be like in 50 or 60 years.
50 or 60 years.
Yeah, just think about that.
Amazing.
Huh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Joe and Laurie Show.
No, it's the Laurie Show, finally. I gotta talk to that producer. What is Joe?
I'm still here.
Oh, I thought you were gone.
No, I'm still
Joe,
here.
I thought you were gone. Well, actually, Joe, these chairs have gotten smaller through the years.
Yeah, it's the chairs.
Yeah, well, actually, Joe, I'm glad you're here because today is a really special birthday. It's my birthday, Joe. It's a special day for me.
It is.
Yeah. Oh.
You got the 100-year deal.
Oh, Joe, you finally got it on there. Thank you. And you got me something from Nordstrom's.
Yeah.
Wow, Joe, after 50 years, you finally got me a present. Cinnamon? I like cinnamon. What is it? Metamucil Joe.
Wafers.
That's so typical of you.
Cinnamon
I waited years
spice.
for a present.
Wafers.
Metamucil.
I got you the wafers.
Joe, this is pretty good. I need to use some right now, actually.
You're okay. Let's do the show.
All right.
You can do after the show.
Okay, all right, I'll wait.
After the show.
But actually, Joe, I really want to tell you that you've been my favorite co-host of all, Joe, throughout the years.
I've been your only co-host. Joe and Laurie. It's always been Joe and Laurie show.
Joe and Laurie. All right. Well, Joe, in all seriousness, I wouldn't have wanted to do the show, Joe, with anybody else. Just you, Joe. Just you. Joe? 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 Finally. Welcome to the Laurie Show. He's out of my shot, right?
Bye.